before taxes?
Okay, I'm actually not comfortable answering that.
Come on! We're doing the interview now, not you.
Okay, so for this Browns backers interview, please help me welcome, hailing from Route 40 Lumberjacks in Belmont, Ohio, the president of the Belmont Dawg Pound, Dre. Yeah. Dre, thanks for joining us. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
really excited to be here. So it's kind of one of those, you never know who might call you up and say, hey, join me for the day.
Yeah. We like to, it's not a typical practice to call you up day of, but we appreciate you answering the call. So,
hey, a little spontaneity never hurt anybody.
So listen, tell us a little bit about your chapter.
Belmont Dawg Pound is new. We are only in our second year. So we kind of started out, there was a conversation had among our host for our bar for Route 40 Lumberjacks. They're like, gosh, there's a lot of Browns people in the area. And the next thing you know, a little conversation turned into us applying to be a chapter. And they're like, well, we need someone to lead that. Well, here I sit, which led to quite the introduction with Corey, because we were kind of scooting under the wire for getting our membership. And then we proved our point with complete massive inundation sign up. We had about 40 people in probably 3 days. We're like, we can do it.
Nice.
And so our chapter now has started for our second year. I went for my first Browns Backers Summit this year, which was very educational. And as far as our chapter, a lot of it's pretty, kind of low key. We've got some different experiences there. We embrace everybody. We are not a backers only. We have everything from Dallas to Steelers to the Bills, and everybody shows up. Everybody participates. So it really is kind of a neat experience.
Then all the Browns fans talk shit to them.
Yes. I tell you, it does get a little ugly on occasion, but I think one of the best things about our chapter, we wanted to start for fundraising and kind of looked into that from a different phase of my life when I was doing fundraising when my kids were in high school. And so we started, at this point, what is affectionately known as the Browns Backers Quackers. So we sell ducks. We throw at halftime. We actually toss on a turf. We have a massive piece of turf that we painted, Belmont Dawg Pound. Whoever gets the closest gets half the pot. The other half either goes to charity or helping support the club, since we're brand new. So the Backers Quackers took flight. Corey actually kind of got wind of those. We made a little blip in the newsletter at one point last year. So that was kind of a great way to start that. And, all clubs have their thing. What do they like to do? So we do a lot of tailgating, hardcore. You confiscate the pool tables with a piece of plywood, and in comes the smoked ribs, all the crock pots, all the good.
Nice.
And it's kind of become, that's the thing. That's how we tailgate.
Nice. Man, your guys' club sounds like fun.
Yeah, that does sound like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We tried.
And I mean, yeah, you guys are new, but you said you're up to how many members now?
On our actual roll, I think we're a little over 60 this year. Kind of, paying attention to the backers forum, different things. We definitely are down. Like, our attendance has not been as great, but what I've seen from a lot of people, we're all kind of there with that. But we still have some loyal faithful, and we actually have changed up this year a little bit. We rotate. I kind of put out a plea for a call that different Sundays people kind of run it to see how it goes. Like, that they'll do different things. I know the next one coming up, there's a taco bar that somebody's doing, and different things.
Nice.
Yes. So we are not a huge, massive chapter. I know some of the older ones that have been around for years have quite the following. It was really impressive this year at Summit to not only as far as our fan of the year from London, and as well then for Denver for their chapter, things that they do. So that could be a someday, but for right now, we're still kind of, I would say, in infancy.
Yeah, we're good friends. Kelly won Fan of the Year from the British Bulldogs, and Cliff Colson out there won Chapter of the Year with Denver. Wow. So he's actually, it's
very, very nice
that you mentioned it, because he's wearing her T-shirt.
I got some good rep there.
See. But no,
sounds like you guys are well on your way, though.
Yeah. Some of the things you guys are doing is incredible. So.
Well, you have to keep in mind, too, for Belmont. So for people who might not know where we are very near St. Clairsville, Ohio. And if people still blink at that, I would say we're as close as you can get to being in West Virginia and Wheeling and still be Ohioans. So we are also down in the heart and soul of Steeler country. So we have some good friendly competition and banter there that is excessive sometimes.
Yeah, and that was, I mean, just to be honest with you, we try and follow the team around as they go, and they're playing the Steelers this week, obviously, and there's only so many Browns backers groups in Pennsylvania, so that's why we started to branch out a little bit and moved into Ohio, but still in that kind of Steelers territory where it's that whole eastern edge of Ohio, everybody likes to root for the Steelers over there. So
Yeah, obviously, I think it'll probably be an exciting week at the club. Obviously, with the Steelers week, so it should be fun.
Right, because you are right. There's only so many clubs down here in this area, and then you wander right over to Steelers territory. And I said, can't remember the name of the club, so sorry for the backers. I know there's one up towards Boardman Youngstown area. You head north, they're up there also. But yeah, you get real close to the edge over here. It gets kind of spicy and competitive.
good. That's how we like it.
A little spicy.
Yeah. But listen, let's change gears here. We're going to actually get into the game a little bit. So we're going to start with a simple question. Who's going to win the game Sunday?
You know, I know that I'm supposed to say the Browns, but I'm feeling a little
You don't have to.
I'm feeling a little stressed out about it. And I mentioned to you my +1 for my backers forum, and my other massive fan who is a huge Browns fan would be my son. And he actually sent his feedback on this one. So I know you guys can edit at will or be like, ooh, that was too much. But I've got some good analysis to share from you with my son who's sitting over in Columbus.
We accept all analysis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This is my 28-year-old's take on this, because let me tell you, when I told him I was going to do this tonight, when I called him, he about jumped through his skin. All right, we're ready?
Exact words. Just quote him.
Are you right? You go ahead. You just sit there. Be prepared. We good? Okay, here we go. Rookie quarterback Dillon Gabriel heads into the second start of his young career against an in-division opponent, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh, 3-1 on the year, finds itself atop the AFC North coming out of their bye week. This is thanks to solid overall play from Aaron Rodgers and a recent resurgence from the Steelers' defense after a rough initial 2 weeks. Pittsburgh's defense has forced 7 turnovers, 11 sacks in the last 2 weeks. As a unit, they're more susceptible to the pass than the run, as they rank near the bottom of the league in passing yards allowed and around middle of the pack regarding the run. Kevin Stefanski will need to dial up some open looks, and Gabriel will need to trust his eyes and arm to hit receivers on time. Also, while using his legs to extend plays and add extra time in the pocket. Expect Gabriel to be under duress during the game from TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, and company. The key matchup of the game, Browns tackles Jack Conklin and new addition Cam Robinson versus the Steelers pass rush. This positional battle will play a large part in the Browns' ability to push the ball through the air downfield, an aspect of our offense which has been dreadful so far this year. Other Browns offensive personnel to keep an eye on would be Isaiah Bond, who has seen an uptick in targets due in part to Cedric Tillman's injury. Of course, Jenkins will resume his workhorse role, 16 to 20 carries, if not more, seems likely. The Browns defense will face a new and improved defensive personnel grouping in Pittsburgh. Najee Harris is gone, along with George Pickens. New faces include DK Metcalf, Jonnu Smith, and of course, quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Jalen Warren, back from injury, will most likely resume his role as the lead back in this offense, although Kenneth Gainwell performed admirably 2 weeks ago. Browns will need to pressure Rodgers early and often in this game to keep the score close. Also look for Browns rookies Carson Swetzinger and Mason Graham to have major impacts once again. You can expect Miles will be very motivated to get after Rodgers too. Overall, this is a difficult but winnable matchup for the Browns. The game will most likely be decided by the outcome of our offense versus Pittsburgh's defense. Will Gabriel and the Browns' passing attack be able to push the ball to the deep and intermediate parts of the field? Success will require time, clean pockets, and a strong running game to lean on play action. Unfortunately, while I do think our defense keeps things close, I think Pittsburgh comes out on top in this one. They're coming out of their bye with multiple weeks to prepare and, simply put, have looked to be a better team so far this season. Final score, Browns 17, Steelers 24. So,
Well, that's the end of the
we
show.
will
I was
figure
gonna say,
that out.
I'm done. There's no reason for us to be here. That was the entire show.
Tell your 28-year-old son. Tell him we didn't know he was going to be sending in a broadcast quality analysis of the matchup here. So we just ended our show as soon as this interview was over. It's the shortest show we've ever done.
We can go home now.
We can go home. Everything was nice and easy.
You ever need Phil in or somebody else you want to chat with, you hook yourself up with him.
Yeah, absolutely. We might have to give this guy a call. Do we need another correspondent?
That was fantastic.
Yeah, every time I thought it was going to like wrap up, he's like, and there's this. So I was like, whoa.
I warned you. I'm like, it was coming. So there's no part to edit out of that. Like, you can't.
No, I won't. We won't.
It was perfect.
Well, I didn't mean you. I meant him. I could. My text scrolled a little bit there, and I had a brief panic moment.
I'm flabbergasted at how well that was done. So this might be the best take we've ever had from a Browns backers group.
Absolutely. It's definitely the deepest analysis we've ever had. That's for sure.
Are you sure he doesn't work for...
considering I don't have anything to compare, I just went with it.
You sure he doesn't work for a radio station down there in
CBS
Columbus?
Sports, yeah.
We'll put you guys all in touch.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. The Browns are going to lose 24-17. So
I know, because when you asked me, I'm like, the heart says, it's almost like a Lee Corso moment in Buckeyes. But I'm like, here's where we are. That's kind of like when we all sat around and watched Green Bay and we won. And I'm like, what just happened?
That's how we felt. That was
Sunday,
fantastic.
Watching London, we were in Columbiana on a huge outdoor pavilion watching the Browns on a massive big screen. And I was with another Browns fan, and she was having a moment. And we got in the vehicle, we drove away, and the last 2.5 minutes were on my phone on Hulu. And we all know how that works. I was like, I just couldn't get over it. I'm like, what happened?
You can't count on the Browns to close games out.
No.
Listen, Dre, that was fantastic. I wish we had more time to continue to explore this and dive deeper into the analysis that was just given to us. Unfortunately, we do have a show to do somehow. I don't know how we're going to top that, but we're going to try and do our own show. But hey, listen, I really appreciate you joining us. It's been fantastic. We enjoyed having you. Tell your son, what's your son's name?
Dylan Ketter.
He probably loves Dylan Gabriel because they got the same name. Dylan, that was fantastic. Like your mother said, if you would like to get in touch with us, send me an email. We could talk about giving you your own segment. You know,
love to have you on the show.
Hey,
but
you
Dre,
never know how things evolve.
Yeah, thank you so much. And if we're down in Belmont on a game day anytime, we definitely will be stopping in to join in on these barbecues or taco bars that you got going on. So,
hey, the smoked cream cheese is totally worth the trip too.
Absolutely, Dre. Thanks again. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thanks. We're the Belmont Dawg Pound, and you're listening to the Burning River Sportscast. Go Browns.